So now the topic today is dominance rule in game theory. After studying all those models like saddle point, automate method, algebraic method, we move on to the next one in game theory, which was given by John von Neumann and Oscar Morgenstern. So they were the creators of game theory and they suggested this method, dominance rule. Now the objective of dominance rule will be to reduce a bigger game into a 2 by 2 game. Right? Our task will be to reduce a bigger game. This game is of the order 3 cross 3. Right? The first number is indicative of the number of rows and the second number is indicating the number of columns. So this is a bigger game having an order of 3 rows as well as 3 columns. Now our task, by applying this dominance rule will be to reduce a bigger game into a smaller game. Once you get a game of 2 by 2, then you can solve it by either automate method or by applying algebraic method, any 2 by 2 model. So we are going to now reduce this game, this bigger game. The game could be of the order 4 by 4, 5 rows, 6 columns, 6 rows, 7 columns. But in every case, by applying dominance rule, the objective will be to reduce a bigger game into a smaller game. And how you will be doing that? Please take down the rules of dominance, the important laws of dominance or the principles of dominance. All these terms, they are indicating the same thing. So the principles of dominance, right, or laws of dominance. Take down the rule number 1, first rule. If all the elements of a row, are less than or equal to the corresponding elements of the another row, if all the elements of a row are less than or equal to the corresponding elements of the another row, comma, then the row with lesser values is dominated and hence deleted. The row with lesser values is dominated and hence deleted. So remember, all those rows having lesser or equal values will be eliminated, eliminated from the game, because a smaller valued row represents smaller profits for the row player. Again, as I've said before, it represents a conflict between two players. Player A, who is a row player who is trying to maximize his profits, and player B, who is a column player who is trying to minimize his losses. So all those rows which are having lesser or equal values as compared to another rows, all those rows will be eliminated or deleted. Take down the next rule, rule number 2. Rule number 2. If all the elements of a column are greater than or equal to the corresponding elements of the another column, comma, then the column with greater values is dominated and hence deleted. Column with greater values is always eliminated. So rows having lesser or equal values are eliminated from the game, and columns having greater values, greater or equal. In both cases, the higher valued column will be eliminated, because smaller valued row, they are indicating smaller profits for the row player, and greater, the column having greater values is representing greater losses for the column player. So rows having lesser values, they are going to be eliminated, and bigger columns are eliminated. Ultimately, the objective is to bring down the game to a 2x2 level. Now, how we are going to apply dominance rule in this case? We see there are 3 rows right over here, and simultaneously there are 3 columns denoted by C1, C2 and C3. Now, how we are going to proceed? We are going to firstly, compare row 1 with row 2. If any of the row is eliminated, well and good. Otherwise, you are going to compare row 2 and the third row. So, firstly, first, second row. Then we are going to proceed with the second and third row. Ultimately, if none of the rows, is eliminated, then we will be comparing first row with the third row. So we are going to make comparisons till a row is eliminated. Sometimes if none of the row is eliminated, we will have to move on to the columns. We will have to compare column with one with column 2, second column with third column, or column first with third column. So we will have to make comparisons, and we will have to eliminate rows having lesser values and columns having greater values. So in this case, we are going to start with first and second row. Now see, this element 1, it is less than 6. 1 is less than 6, but over here 7 is greater than 2. So in this first row, the first element 1 is less than 6, but over here in this same rows, the second element 7 is greater than 2. So now we cannot eliminate any of the rows, because some elements of first row are greater, and the other element of row second is greater. So we'll have to drop this comparison. We'll have to move on to the next one. So start comparing second row and third row. Over here 5 is less than 6, right? As far as third and second rows are concerned, 1, it is less than 2, and 6 is less than 7. So this third row will be eliminated from the game, because all the elements of this third row are less than the corresponding elements of the second row, right? So take down the step. How you are going to apply it? The third row, therefore the third row is dominated. Therefore the third row is dominated by the second row. Third row is dominated by the second row, and
third row is smaller.
Third row is smaller. Third row is smaller, so it is dominated, and hence it is deleted. Right? So now we have to eliminate this third row. Now after deleting the third row, the rest of the game have to be taken down once again. We are left with 2 rows, right? If third row is lesser, it will be dominated and it will be deleted. Now the order of the game is 2 cross 3. Why 2 cross 3? Because there are only 2 rows left, while the number of columns, they are 3. Now as I said, we will have to bring down the game to a 2x2 level before we solve it further. So now we will have to make comparisons as far as C1 and C2 are concerned. If none of the columns deleted, we will have to look for another set of comparisons. Now over here, when we compare C1, column 1 with column 2, now 7 is greater than 1. As far as this first and second column is concerned, 7 is more than 1, but this 2 is less than 6. We cannot delete any column. We move on to the next one. Second column and third column. Now again 7 is greater than 2, but this 2 is less than 7. Again we cannot delete any column over here. We move on to the next one, column 1 and column 3. Now between 1 and 2, so 2 is greater than 1 and 7 is greater than 6. So this column entire column will be deleted because the elements in the third column are greater than the elements of the first column. So take down the step for it. Since the elements in the third column, since the elements in the third column, since the elements in the third column are greater than the elements of the first column, greater than the elements of the first column, therefore third column is dominated and hence it is deleted. Therefore the third column is dominated and hence it is deleted. Now the remaining game, the leftover game is 1, 7, 6 and 2. So after deleting the third row and the third column, we have the game which is of the order 2 by 2. Now we'll have to solve it by applying the principles of the automate method. So we are going to solve this game by applying automate rule, and automate rule says that we will have to find out the difference between the elements of the rows and columns. Now the difference, the absolute values between the elements of the first row 7 and 1, they are 6. Between 6 and 2, they are 4, right? Similarly, as far as this first column is concerned, between 6 and 1, the absolute difference, it is 5, and between 7 and 2, the absolute difference is also equal to 5. Then we will have to interchange it. 6 will go down, this 4 will go up. Similarly, both these elements will also interchange their places. Right? So what have we done? Initially we have calculated the differences, the absolute values between the elements of the rows and columns, and then simultaneously we have interchanged them. Now we have to divide by their oddaments. Oddaments refers to the totals of these elements. So 4 and 6, the total will be equal to 10, and again this will be divided by 10. That will be, the oddaments, the totals of all these differences. Similarly, 5 and 5, the total will be equal to 10. And remember, the oddaments at both these cases will always be same. The denominators, at both these situations will be absolutely same. So initially we calculated the difference, then we interchange them and divided by their respective totals. The total of 4 and 6 gave 10. Similarly, the total of 5 and 5 also gave us 10. Next, we'll have to calculate the value of the game. V represents the value of the game. Now this can be calculated by many ways. One is 7 multiplied by the fraction which is right in front of it. So 7 into 4 by 10. And 2 multiplied by 6 by 10. So 7 4s are 28 upon 10 plus 2 6 are 12 by 10. That will be giving you 40 by 10, ultimately equal to 4. Right? How we have done it? See, 7 multiplied by 4 by 10, 2 multiplied by 6 by 10. So 7 into 4 is 28 by 10. 2 into 6 will give you 12 by 10. 28 plus 12 will give you 40 upon 10. That will be equal to 4. Similarly, we can also calculate the value of the game by 6, multiplied by the fraction which is below it. 6 into 5 by 10 plus 2 multiplied by 5 by 10. So 6 5s are 30 by 10. And 2 5s are 10 by 10. This will be again equal to 40 upon 10, giving the value of the game as equal to 4. So ultimately, the value of the game, both ways is equal to 4. We can also, calculate the value of the game by keeping the fractions 4 by 10 over here and 6 by 10 over here. Right? The fraction of the first row is kept, exactly before the first row, and the fraction of the second row is kept exactly before the second row. So 1 multiplied by 4 by 10. So we can also calculate the value of the game as follows: 1 multiplied by 4 by 10 and 6 multiplied by 6 by 10. That will give us 4 by 10 plus 36 by 10. The value of the game will be again equal to 4, and we can do it in this way also. Both these fractions, they can also be placed on the top of their respective columns. So 1 multiplied by 5 by 10 and 7 multiplied by 5 by 10. Right? 1 multiplied by 5 by 10, 7 multiplied by 5 by 10. That will give us 5 by 10 plus 35 by 10. That is 40 by 10, again equal to 4. So we can calculate the value of the game in all these, 4 different approaches. Either we take the first row, we multiply with the values which are above it, or we take, the second row, we have to multiply by the fractions which are below them. If we are taking the first column, we have to multiply with the values which are right in front of them, or if we are taking up the last column, then we have to take the values which are right, behind them. In each and every circumstance, the value of the game will be exactly same as it is coming out to be. It is coming, in whole number. It is absolutely 4, but the value of the game could also be, in fractions or decimals. Right? This simply means that player A is winning by 4 rupees. Positive values, they indicate profits for the row player. Had the answer been, negative, in that case B would have been winning the game, because positive values indicates profits for the row player and negative values indicate profits for the column player. Ultimately, the last part, that is the conclusion part. In the first place, we'll have to give the strategy. So optimum strategy of player A. Now optimum strategy of player A. See the fractions of player A, who is the row player, that is 4 by 10, 6 by 10, and since the third row is eliminated, right, the value of the third row will be equal to 0. So player A, if he has to invest some amount of his capital, he is going to invest 40% of his whole capital in the first strategy, and 6 by 10, that is indicating 0.6. 0.6 means 60% of his capital in the second strategy, while he is not going to apply anything, he is not going to invest anything in the third strategy. Similarly, optimum strategy of player B. Now the values of player B were 5 by 10, 5 by 10, and since the third column was eliminated, so the value of the third column will be equal to 0. Right? The first column had a value of 5 by 10, the second column, it carries a fraction of 5 by 10. That means if player B needs to play this game and he needs to invest some of his capital, so he is going to invest 50% of his amount in the first strategy, that is the first column, and 50% of his amount in the second column, so that his losses are minimum. Ultimately, the value of the game, over here will be equal to 4. This will be the final result of this model, that is called as dominance rule in game theory, right?